Hi guys, I'm Brianna and today I'll be talking to you guys about the IDEA proficiency test. So to start off, I wanted to go ahead and explain to you guys what the IDEA stands for. IDEA stands for Individualized Developmental English Activities. Moving on, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys some history of IDEA, which I found interesting and I felt that you guys should know to understand more of what IDEA is and how it works. So the IDEA proficiency test dates back to the early 1970s, yet it was actually first published in 1976. The first initial form of IPT-1, which is one of the categories found in the IDEA testing tool, was developed in the fall of the 1980s. Two elementary school teachers who were teaching in the Los Angeles greater area, Wanda Ballard and Phyllis Teague, were actually the creators of this tool. And although these two created this tool, a year after 1976, so 1977, Enrique Dalte, a different person from these two, went ahead and developed the parallel idea of IDEA. A parallel idea of IDEA, which is a Spanish version of IDEA. So what is it? The IDEA is a proficiency test that is used to be an individually administered measure of speaking and listening proficiency in English as a second language, designed in 3 multiple parts for students beginning in the pre-kindergarten to 12th grade. IDEA goes ahead and measures the reading, writing, and oral skills of these children. So IDEA is not a screening tool, it is an assessment tool. It's used to assess the children who are ESL, to assess them in the English writing, like I stated before, oral language, and reading. So what is the purpose and the expected use of this assessment tool? Well, looking more into it, I found out that the overall idea of IDEA is to test and assess the oral language, reading, and writing proficiency of students. From what I understood, they're still trying to figure out whether IDEA just goes ahead and measures general proficiency, or is it a testing to go ahead and show an achievement of a specific set of instructional materials. So like I said, IDEA is pushed into 3 multiple parts. The first part is pre-IPT, which is designed for preschool children who are not used to taking tests. So a lot of the tests found in pre-IPT are like storyboards, image and connecting images. So say you're going to tell the children what is a boy, they're going to go ahead and grab the boy in the storyboard and show you it. Following pre-IPT is IPT-1 and IPT-2, and both these forms are given in alternative forms for both pre and post testing. So the targeted age group. Pre-K through 12th grade is the targeted age group for the overall testing tool of IDEA, yet each specific part of IDEA is focused on a specific age group. So as you can see here, pre-IPT focuses on pre-kindergarten age children. Pre-IPT-1 focuses on kindergarten through 6th grade children. And pre-IPT goes ahead and focuses on 7th through 12th grade children. Currently, currently IDEA is available in 2 languages. It's available in English and Spanish. From what I understood, also, the Spanish version is pretty closely related to the Portuguese language, which is kind of a version of Spanish. So some testers could try to use the Spanish version with some children, but I have not seen anything saying if it's been working beneficially towards the children, if it has not been working. This testing tool is actually informal, so it's not formal, they don't sit down and they're not tested. They're rather just untimed and given to it in a formal way. So is this testing tool criterion or reference or norm reference? From what I found out, this tool is norm reference, and norm reference refers to standardized tests that are designed to compare and rank test takers in relationship to one another. And this testing tool goes ahead and ranks these children by school name, district name, state participation, age, gender, and ethnicity. So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some information on administration and scoring. The overall idea test is the IPT is administered to one student at a time. The authors recommend that the examiner be bilingual in English and the language of the student. The student's native language is used primarily to make him or her feel comfortable prior to the start of the test. The test is untimed. The oral test usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes per child, while on the other hand, reading and writing tests differ. As you can see here on the screen, reading usually takes 45 to 80 minutes, while writing takes 25 to 60 minutes. The reading and writing test, part 1 is online administration, so it's computer scored, and part 2 and 3 are print tests, so paper-based, and these are scored by the trainers. So this test usually starts off with 12 easy items. The test trainer usually starts off by asking questions such as the student's name, the student's age, and some very basic vocabulary in the language that they're being tested on. So at the end of the section of the so-called easy questions, the student's performance is scored, and here it's scored on the amount of errors. So if it's 7 or more errors, the child scores in a level A, and the test is then discontinued. If they're scored in 3 to 6 errors, so they scored a level B, and the test again is once discontinued. And if they score 2 or fewer, they go ahead and proceed to the next questions associated with the level C score. So if the student scores at a level C, the student will continue to be questioned in a similar fashion through the last sections at the end. The students can earn a score that either A, places him or her at the previous level, places him at the current level, or advances him to the next section, which is level D. So we could here see some information on scoring. Immediate results are given. They have raw scores. Proficiency levels are beginning, early, intermediate, intermediate, early advanced, and advanced. And the scores are usually standardized, and they're flexible score use. So moving on, I wanted to go ahead and look into just one section and the application of use of it. So IPT1 was the one I wanted to focus on. And how do you use this? So this is usually used to determine the student's strengths and weaknesses in the classroom. The test trainer usually goes ahead and uses a diagnostic scorecard. This is also known as DSC, and this scorecard goes ahead and links each item to the matrix of skills assessed by the test. So the assessor will go ahead and read from the booklet, but will record on the card. So the classifications made by IPT1 will be that the students could be either non-English speaking, so NES, limited English speaking, LES, and fluent English speaking. And in the Spanish version of this, the students will be considered non-Spanish speaking, which is NSS, limited Spanish speaking, LSS, and fluent Spanish speaking. So the 3 developmental domains that are assessed are oral language, reading, and writing. The oral parts go ahead and test more than just orally. They go ahead and test, so pre-IPT, you can see here, test things such as vocabulary, grammar, and syntax, while IPT1 and IPT2 both go ahead and measure syntax, morphology, phonology, lexicon, comprehension, and oral expression. So and reliability. So you can see here that this test goes ahead and assesses both the BICS, which is the basic interpersonal communication skills, and CALP, which is cognitive academic language proficiency. I think reliability here is seen how it's aligned to the TESO standards, and it is automatically scored by the oral and reading test, no scoring or calculations ever. So that's kind of a way you could tell that reliability of this test is a pretty high, which was stated that it was unusually high compared to other tests that were being used in the classroom. Lastly, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about materials and training info. So, things that are used in the classroom to use this to is a diagnostic scorecard, which is used in IPT1. If you're doing the online administration, the assessor will need a computer to record the answers. They will also need the online test grids, and those who are taking the reading writing test but not the oral will need a computer. Also, you will need storyboard and the pieces for the pre-IPT only, and a picture book for IPT1 and IPT2. So some training, I went ahead and linked the website right here on top to the right. You can see where you could get training. Training is done online and it's actually free, which is pretty interesting. It's one test and it has many uses, and you can see here. Although training is free, you could go ahead and see how much testing materials cost. So a block of 50 reading tests costs 107, a block of writing tests costs 171, and a block of reading and writing tests costs 178. So yeah, overall, here's my reference page, and I just really want to say thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.